and just think outside the box and get the views.
Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time.
Boxing is the best, the purest, the most beautiful sport in the world when the best fight the best.
I think he should go down and win a title at 160 because he won at 47, 40, 54, 68. Go get 60 and you got to close it all. That's fine.
Us fighters who get in the ring and risk our lives, you know, there's enough pie for everyone.
Oscar De La Hoya says that once a fighter starts earning 7 or 8 figures near the end of his career, mistakes become inevitable. Terence Crawford just reached the pinnacle by defeating Canelo Alvarez and cementing his legacy. But according to De La Hoya, that win has brought a new massive challenge. We're diving into Oscar's warning to Crawford and explaining why a fight with Jermell Charlo isn't just a tough test. It's worth noting that De La Hoya was one of the few who publicly predicted Crawford would dismantle Canelo.
It's just Canelo, which I feel Crawford will win.
Yeah.
But
in an interview with Ariel Helwani, Oscar said he wasn't surprised by the result at all. He didn't just predict the winner. He broke down exactly why days before the fight even began.
Terence, yeah. He's surprised? I was not surprised at all. I mean, I called it.
That insider knowledge gave De La Hoya the confidence to predict the fall of the Canelo train. And now he's using that same insight to warn Crawford about what's coming next. This wasn't a lucky prediction. It was a precise, educated breakdown from someone who understood Canelo's flaws better than anyone. Keep that in mind when you hear what he said next. The flaw De La Hoya pointed out wasn't about power or chin. He explained it clearly. You move on Canelo a little bit, and he gets lost. Oscar described Canelo's feet as stuck in cement, turning him into an easy target for a technical genius like Crawford.
I know exactly what he cannot handle and what he can handle, where he looks great and where he doesn't. And Crawford was the perfect opponent or fighter to derail the train. That was the bottom line. You move on Canelo.
In a separate Clapback Thursday segment, Oscar doubled down, saying Crawford toyed with Canelo and made him look foolish. He shut down any excuses about Canelo being old, pointing out that Crawford is actually older.
Tell you I told you so.
I tell you!
I predicted the Canelo-Crawford fight like a goddamn fortune teller.
You're the Oracle?
Canelo's feet were cemented on the canvas as he was hitting air. What the f was that? Props to Crawford.
Thank you.
He came up 3 weight classes and fought a beautiful fight.
Good job.
What a great performance.
Did you get what you was looking for?
Like taking candy from a baby.
This analysis is crucial because it separates Crawford's skill from Canelo's specific weakness. Crawford won by exploiting a particular flaw, but that same flaw might not exist in his next opponent.
You look silly. And before you start with your about Canelo being old, just know that Crawford is older.
I'm too old.
That's not an excuse here. Look, I promoted Canelo's entire career.
Put some respect on it.
And it was a huge flop.
How do you like them, man?
The only real fighters he's faced were Mayweather, Bivol, and Crawford.
It's often the perfect strategy for one opponent. But that's the problem. When Ariel Helwani asked Oscar if Crawford would retire on top, De La Hoya's answer was a firm no. Why? Because Bud has now tasted those 7- and 8-figure paydays. That's his biggest obstacle. It's not a jab, a right hook, or a weight class. It's the money. Oscar explained that once a fighter gets that massive payday late in their career, mistakes become inevitable. He's seen it all before. The hunger that once fueled the climb is replaced by the comfort of wealth. The mistake isn't about slacking in training. It's about who you fight, why you fight, and the quiet complacency that money brings. It's a gamble.
It'll silence a lot of doubters. Not all of them, but it'll silence a lot of doubters. And he can move on to the next challenge. And then that next challenge is possibly a top 10 in the world.
I think the smaller Charlo could be even more dangerous. The smaller Charlo has speed and fights harder, and he's in your face. It's a great payday for him, and he's he took that into consideration when making the decision. It's going to be a tough task. I mean, 2 weight divisions is historical if he wins, and 2 weight divisions if he loses, he has the perfect excuse. You know,
The real lesson is knowing when your motivation shifts from greatness to greed, because that's when you become vulnerable. Picture this. You're Terence Crawford, fresh off beating the face of boxing. The phone's blowing up. Every offer is massive, and you feel untouchable. This is exactly the moment De La Hoya warned about. A fight with Jermell Charlo fits that description perfectly. Oscar said Crawford might pick the wrong opponent and lose. And Charlo could be that mistake. Unlike Canelo, Charlo isn't flat-footed. He's a natural 154-pounder with a chip on his shoulder, hungry to redeem himself after his own loss to Canelo. He's the definition of a trap fight. High risk, stylistically dangerous, and easy to underestimate when you're already looking past him.
Do you think he retires? No, not at all. Now he's making the big bucks, right? Well, now he has a taste of 7 figures, you know, 8 figures, whatever it might be. Once you get a taste of that, towards the end of your career,
Crawford's real obstacle isn't just Charlo's skill. It's the temptation to underestimate him after making the last fight look easy. But the physical danger is real too. Remember, Jermell Charlo has already felt the power of a true super middleweight. After his loss to Canelo, Charlo was brutally honest, saying, "Canelo's a mother, an explosive beast. Maybe I felt that more because it was my first time at this weight." He even admitted he wished he'd added more size before stepping in the ring.
Guys, Canelo Charlo, super boring fight. I mean, he just showed up for a paycheck. Canelo, obviously, like I said, on quicksand, throwing bombs. He won easy. But anyway, look, if we want boxing to survive, if we want boxing to thrive, we need super fights. Like all the time. Fighters must fight each other. We have to come together. Promoters, Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman, Bob Arum, whoever's out there, let's come together. I'm calling you out. Let's come together. Let's meet the power of the minds and come up with something, because boxing can die. I'm calling you all.
That experience has become Charlo's biggest weapon. He now knows exactly what 168-pound power feels like. Crawford, who began his career at 135, may have handled Canelo, but Charlo has adjusted. His warning about Canelo's power serves as a message to Crawford. You don't realize the danger you're stepping into. Charlo, a humbled super welterweight, is far more dangerous the second time around. De La Hoya didn't hold back on the Canelo-Charlo fight either, calling it boring and accusing Charlo of showing up just for the payday instead of taking real risks.
Not going nowhere and, you know, just jump right into it. And, you know, Canelo's a motherfucking beast, you know what I'm saying? He's an ox. You know, maybe I felt that more because of the fact that, you know, this is my first time at the weight division. I wish I could have gained a little bit more weight in between, you know, from the weigh in to that time, but I can't control my body and I can't, you know, but like God had this already written. And, you know, I'm glad that I was in there with you know, to put on the performance for Showtime pay-per-view.
In your perspective, why don't you think he could have stopped Charlo?
No, he could have stopped Charlo. He should have. I mean, you don't. First of all, you had a fighter who was there just for the payday, literally. I mean, he's in the biggest stage of his life. Go out there and take some risks. You know, fight hard. People paid their money. People buy it on pay-per-view. Fight hard, because when you fight hard, you don't lose anything. When it's a great fight, there's no...
That same criticism shows why Charlo is more dangerous now. He's already cashed the big check and lived through the embarrassment of a timid performance. The Charlo who steps in with Crawford won't be the same man who faced Canelo. He'll be fighting for redemption with nothing to lose and everything to prove. That version of Charlo, a risk-taking, desperate fighter, can be a nightmare for Crawford. Crawford's brilliance against Canelo came from exploiting predictability. But a hungry, unpredictable Charlo fighting for his career is a whole different challenge. The lesson is clear. Never underestimate a man who's already been humbled and learned from it.
50 fight. Canelo got good inside game, but he gonna have to get past Charlo long arms. And Charlo, he can use his reach good. He's strong. He got a good jab. It's a toss up with me.
That's going. Charlo got that punching power. I'm just gonna say that.
I think Charlo's gonna take it. The reason why I say that.
You also have to look at the counter-narrative spreading online, pushed by voices like Boxing Ego. That side claims Crawford's resume is built on damaged goods, saying he beat a struggling Ricky Burns, a smaller Gamboa moving up in weight, a Jose Benavidez recovering from a gunshot wound, a nearly blind Kell Brook with both eye sockets shattered, and an Errol Spence coming off a car crash and a detached retina. They even argue the Canelo he defeated was past his prime. If you buy into that theory, then Charlo, healthy in his natural weight class, and with something to prove, could be one of the first truly prime, physically intact opponents Crawford has faced. But that damaged goods narrative falls apart under one truth. Boxing IQ conquers all. A Reddit discussion noted, "The only fighters who ever gave Canelo real trouble were those with elite ring IQ, Mayweather, Bivol, and now Crawford." That's the key. Crawford's success isn't about catching fighters at the right time. It's about breaking them down mentally. He doesn't just win, he dissects. The damaged goods label is just a crutch for critics. Crawford's sharpest weapon is his mind. And that's exactly what he'll bring into a fight with Charlo. The real question isn't about his resume. It's whether his IQ can once again decode a naturally bigger, stronger, and hungrier opponent. And yes, Oscar did call the Canelo-Charlo fight boring, saying they threw one punch in one round.
Freaking lame.
Why?
Just because it was all staged. I mean, come on, guys. Look, if you want to see Canelo pissed off, take a look at my press conference. With Munguia and Canelo. That's Canelo pissed off.
Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question.
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you, to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question. Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport #1 in the world.
But it would be a major mistake for Crawford's team to watch that fight and label Charlo as a boring fighter. Charlo looked that way against Canelo because he was intimidated by the power, the moment, and the weight. Against Crawford, a man closer to his own size, that fear disappears. The dull performance wasn't who Charlo really is. It was an exception. De La Hoya's own critique actually proves that Charlo has another gear he never used that night. Crawford would be facing the real Jermell Charlo, the undisputed version, not the shell-shocked one who fought for a paycheck. Underestimating that could be fatal. And De La Hoya's warning about money is just the start. The real tension is brewing outside the ropes, promoter feuds, backroom deals, and billion-dollar lawsuits, all creating a toxic storm that's starting to spill directly into the ring.
Why didn't you like that fight?
Because it was boring.
What?
I mean, when a fighter throws one punch, when two fighters throw one punch in one round, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, I'm a fighter who has been in there, in the line of fire, throwing 100 punches around. Like, the fans want to be entertained. So that was my my critique is coming from a fighter, coming from a world champ.
De La Hoya even gave a direct example. He blasted the Canelo Crawford undercard, calling it a total waste of money for Turki Alashik and saying the matchmaker should be fired.
And already wants to change a bill that has been in place for decades that protects fighters, to me is shady. That's the bottom line. Think about it, it's shady. The first thing you want to do is change the law, change the rule, the Muhammad Ali Act, which protects the fighters. I instantly think about what they did with the UFC. I instantly think about the UFC signing hundreds, if not thousands of fighters, and they don't even see the light of day. There's total transparency with the bill. You're obligated as a promoter to disclose, everything that might be in the pot. The fighters call it the pot. And you're obligated to disclose, the financial status of your event, of the fighter's event. If you're a main event fighter, a championship fighter, you have every right to look at the books. And with this amendment,
bad blood and promoter feuds create terrible undercards that drain the sport's momentum. De La Hoya also expressed disappointment over Showtime's exit from boxing, saying it's bad for the sport, but it also opens the door for new opportunities.
Netflix, just being a purist of the sport, you feel proud. I was not happy with the matchups. What I saw the week of the Canelo fight, they tried doing some contender boxing stuff. You're having precious contenders, right? Who I know can become world champions 3, 4, 5 years down the road. They're getting eliminated and beat. And you're never gonna hear from them again. That's not fair to the fighter. Now, if that's fair business to them, more power to them. Let them build whatever league they're trying to build. It's okay. Boxing here is safe with me and Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, the serious guys in the sport. The guys who respect the history and the honor that comes with it. You have a global platform, Netflix, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. Every fight that a new audience is gonna watch should have been a known name, should have been champion versus champion. The matchup should have been better. I thought it was a slow night, completely a slow night. It was still great for boxing because it's out there and people are watching all over the world, but it left.
All this chaos, TKO entering, Showtime exiting, and promoters suing each other has created a massive power vacuum in boxing.
Share about that meeting, what you guys have going during the press conference.
Yeah, there's really no details I can mention, but let's just say that some really big fights are going to happen very soon. And that's why I called out all promoters like Eddie Hearn, like Al Heyman, who's probably going to be impossible to talk to because nobody ever sees him. But we want to bring promoters together to work together and just create and the biggest fights possible for the fans. That's all I want to do, and that's what.
For a fighter like Crawford, it means those 8-figure paydays are suddenly unstable. He could be pushed into a risky fight like Charlo just for the paycheck instead of waiting for the right matchup. The business chaos turns into a direct obstacle for his career.
Without that rule there, without that clause there, or wiping out the Muhammad Ali Act, the fighter is vulnerable. The fans are not gonna watch real boxing. And real boxing is the best talent that's developed fighting the very best talent. They're never gonna see that because they're gonna eliminate each other in their first fight, second fight, and guess what? If you don't win the second fight, you're gonna be shelved, just like the UFC.